The DNC summer meetings are underway in Minneapolis, and there's plenty of drama over how to move the party forward.
Senior congressional correspondent Chad Pergram joins us now with the details. Good morning, Chad.
Good morning, guys. Democrats are still hamstrung by internal divisions and a tug to the left. Democrats are still relitigating losses from 2024. That makes it hard to connect with moderate voters. One DNC member says things are worse now than during COVID.
You know, I think we're living worse times than the times of the pandemic. It is just grueling. Many families, whether documented or undocumented, have gone without working.
The crisis in the Middle East is also cleaving the party. DNC Chairman Ken Martin crafted a plan to support a ceasefire and provide aid to Gaza.
This crisis in Gaza is urgent, and my resolution is focused on that humanitarian crisis and makes it clear that it must be addressed as the emergency that it is. Now, I know that there are some who are interested in making changes today, but as we've seen, there's divide in our party on this issue.
But Martin then withdrew the resolution after its adoption. Martin said he did so in the interest of keeping the party together. And Democrats have still not given up on a plan to pack the Supreme Court.
It is important to all of us that the courts be a check on the executive branch, that they have the ability to effectively do that, and that the Supreme Court has consistently failed to do that and has disempowered the lower courts to do that is something that I think we as a party need to stand against.
Now, expanding the court likely means Democrats must end the legislative filibuster in the Senate. Democrats are also wrestling with their 2028 primary calendar. They could reorder when states vote. The party sets the schedule in the coming months. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Chad.
Thank you, Chad.
So let's bring in Fox News contributor and former senior advisor to George W. Bush, Karl Rove. Thank you for joining us this morning, Karl. So, not that you're in the business of giving helpful advice to Democrats, but at some point you'd think maybe they should stop televising some of these struggle sessions.
Well, first of all, let me say, Charlie, I'm still in shock that the words Vera Wang passed your lips. I mean, I could see Cracker Barrel, I could see lots of things, but Vera Wang, is she going to do the dress? Well, you impressed me, man. Okay. It just went like I'm still in shock. Yeah, look, if the Democratic National Committee started to talk like normal people, it would be helpful to them. They opened this thing with a member of the DNC standing up saying, introducing herself as a, quote, indigenous queer woman, and then acknowledging the Dakota Indians who had once lived in Minneapolis and acknowledging that the land really belonged to them. I mean, talk about starting off on a weird note. And then it just went downhill from there. I mean, Chairman Martin, bless his heart, let's have a big battle over the issue of whether we're going to stand by Israel and provide aid, or we're going to pass the nutty resolution calling for an end to military aid. Okay, we go through all of that. We get the resolution passed that says we support Israel. We want a ceasefire. And then it passes. And what does he do? He then withdraws it. Okay, you just bled all over the floor of the meeting in Minneapolis and to get the resolutions passed, and then you withdraw it, and that's supposed to unify your party. But anyway, just listening to that meeting was just painful.
Karl, you saw how the Democrats have lost so many voters. Republicans have gained many more. But you would think they would course correct. But you're right. Charlie called it a struggle session. It was a struggle. It's been a struggle session. We're on day 3 now. It's a 3-day conference. But you had one saying that ICE in California is worse than the pandemic. You had a consultant for the DNC say that migrant crime and carjackings don't matter to most Americans. Well, that really matters to everyone we've talked to. So why don't they course correct instead of tripling down on illegal immigration, on crime, and boys playing girls' sports?
Well, look, the Democratic National Committee consists of party activists elected at state levels and in caucuses and so forth. And so by their very nature, they represent the activist heart of the Democratic Party. And look, they're nutty. Let's not kid ourselves. I mean, we had, let's pack the Supreme Court. They couldn't bring themselves to say illegal immigrants. It's documented and undocumented. I mean, they got a weird vocabulary. what's going to save the Democrats if they get saved is if they get candidates who recognize that they have to go to the American people and talk in a language that is normal, and that they have to do things that get the Democratic Party back to the middle, not drive it further to the left. And it's going to be interesting to see if they can do that in critical contests.
I'm reminded of 2004, which was a pretty dark year for Democrats, and it looked like they were going to be in the wilderness forever. 4 years later, they emerge with a candidate that unifies them. What's your warning for Republicans at this moment?
Recognize that that coalitions tend to come and go, and that the Republicans need to be aimed not at the hardcore base of their party, but at broadening the Republican realm, if you will, by getting independents and ticket splitters and people who might be, somewhat suspect of the Republicans, but need to be wooed in order to win elections. They got wooed in 2024 because the idea of 4 more years of the Biden-Harris administration was anathema to them.
Right.
But they voted for the Republicans because they didn't want to vote for Democrats. Now they got to find a way to say, vote for us because of positive feelings about what it is that we're doing and what it is that we're offering for the future of the country.
All right, Karl, thank you so much.
That in a reference to Vera Wang, I think will do it.
Thank you, Karl.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.